What's up? Sedano and Kap, DeMarco Farr, Super Bowl champion for your St. Louis / Los Angeles Rams back then. Is in the house. Champion. Is in the house as well. And my guy, my dude, it has been 3 years I've seen this man. The last time I saw you, Tracy McGrady, was at Game 3. Okay, I remember this. Wow. Game 3. Magic Raptors, the year Kawhi won the championship. That's the last time I have seen you in person.
Wow. Did you say Magic Raptors?
Yeah, first round.
What?
Yeah, I saw you there. You were sitting right there in the front row.
Wow.
I was doing the sidelines that
Great memory.
I was doing the sidelines.
It's good to see you, man.
It is. It's been too long, man.
Yeah, man.
So what do you got cooking? Tell me about this The Ones basketball league you got going on here at Pauley Pavilion this weekend.
Yeah, so I've created this one-on-one basketball league for guys that, it's really a lot of untapped talent out here. A lot of great skill set. Guys are probably some probably play overseas, but some just, play pickup basketball. Some playing underground one-on-one leagues that we have out here that you probably don't even know about.
Right.
So I handpicked these guys because I want great skill set, right? I don't want to watch, a 6'2" guy going up against a 6'10" guy and the 6'10" guy is just backing him down. Like I don't want to see that. I want to see great skill set on display. So really giving these guys an opportunity to play on this platform, make a name for themselves, and tell their stories, right? That's what I'm all about. I want to hear their stories, where they come from, their love for the game of basketball, and see how far they could take it. I use the UFC reference a lot, right? Because that's kind of how I modeled this after. UFC have done a great job with their fighters and really making a household name for these guys,
right.
Giving them opportunity to do what they love to do. And that's basically what we're doing, giving them hope, giving them opportunity. And these guys are shining, man. Some of the stories and backgrounds of where these kids come from is phenomenal. And, I love, seeing and hearing where they come from and the opportunity that, we're presenting to these guys. They love it. They love it. And for me, the structure for one-on-one basketball had to be right.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because I could watch some one-on-one basketball and get bored with, it just looks sloppy.
Right.
For us, we had to come up with the right model for us to be entertained for 2.5 hours, and I think we did a great job of that.
And for those that are interested, real quick, I just want to make sure we mention the website. It's oblhoops.com, One's Basketball League. You can follow them on Twitter and IG, OBL Hoops as well. Go ahead, DeMarco.
Did you say underground basketball leagues?
Oh, yeah.
Underground basketball leagues.
Basketball
that sounds like some Fight Club stuff.
Just like they have underground fight clubs, they have one-on-one basketball where these guys are actually playing for money. I mean, it looks –
Go ahead. I know what you mean. Yeah, go ahead.
So I grew up in Florida, right? We had dog fighting. My uncle.
Yeah, I knew you were going there. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's like that, right? So where you have a bunch of guys around the court side betting while two guys are beating the heck out of each other.
Mm-hmm. Did I give you my number? Yeah. Next time you go, let me know. I want to see that.
But so ours was a little bit more structured than that.
Right.
We have referees. We have rules.
Same sort of mentality.
It ain't to the death.
But that same sort of mentality, and the feedback that we get from these players, they love it, man.
Yeah,
they love it, and it's we're giving these guys an opportunity to showcase their skill set.
So this is the 6th stop in a 6-city tour here in LA. It's going to be at Pauley Pavilion this weekend. Again, for more information, go to oblhoops.com or go to their Twitter or Instagram at OBL Hoops. You said you selected these guys, so like you're sitting there when these guys are going through these tryouts or whatever it is. You're like straight up just like going, yeah, that guy's in, that guy's out. Like, how is that process?
So some of the guys send their tapes and videos in. Right?
Okay.
So we view that.
Okay.
Some of these guys I just hand pick off of Instagram.
Oh.
I'll send them a message.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
so they get that message from you. Do they believe they're being catfished or like?
They don't believe it's me. They really don't. They don't believe it's me. And it's the beauty of it. Like it's really me.
Yeah.
Right. But nah, man, they love it, man. It's a golden opportunity for them and to be around these guys and they tell me bro, you changed my life.
That's
like,
awesome.
Like, my life has changed because of this. Like, that's what it's about for me.
Yeah. And then the championships will be held in Vegas, and the winner gets cash prizes, and they compete to win $250,000 in the grand prize in the final.
$250,000?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in.
Let's go.
See?
But you just heard Mac say you can't be backing just people down.
Well, if I get all the way to the finals, you're not going to strip off the uniform and come out and play me, right?
I might.
See?
You know what I'm saying?
This ain't no boss level, right? This is just average Joe's going to this, right?
Mac,
you ain't no average Joe. You're a pro athlete. What are you talking about?
You're a pro athlete. Come on.
So what are the ages of these guys?
Just 18 and up.
Yeah.
So most of our guys is like mid-20s.
Mid-20s.
Yeah, but we have a guy from Atlanta region. He's like 41.
Oh.
He's really good.
Yeah.
41.
He's really good.
I'm automatically rooting for him.
He plays overseas, and he's really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Speaking of golden moments, what did you make of what transpired here the last couple of weeks between the Celtics and the Warriors?
I'm mad at myself. I should have stuck with my pick, right?
Yeah.
So last year when Golden State got I don't know if it was a playing
against the Lakers.
Right. So
they lost to Memphis too.
Right.
Yeah.
So when they got put out, I said if Klay Thompson was to come back healthy, they were going to win a championship. Because I like the Wiggins piece.
Yeah.
Right. I like Poole.
Yeah.
Like I said, if these guys are healthy, they're going to win a championship. Now, we get to the playoffs this year.
Right.
I'm watching Boston. Sweep Kyrie and KD. I'm watching them go through Milwaukee. And in 7 games, they win against Miami. So I'm like, Boston has a chance to win this thing.
A hell of a resume.
Right, because they went through the gauntlet.
Yeah.
They
in
went
the
through
East.
the gauntlet of the East, and I was like, Boston's going to win this thing in 6 games.
Yeah.
Well, Golden State did.
I mean, you got the 6 right.
I got the 6 right. I got the 6 right.
Wow.
And I should have never doubted Steph. You know, just that experience and going up against those young boys, I should have never doubted him.
Dude, he won in Boston. He closed them out in Boston. Is there a tougher place to close out a team?
Boston, Utah, those are 2 tough places, and but inexperienced.
Yeah,
That championship was probably one of the most impressive out of the 4 that they have.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, because they are aging, right, and then they've got these young guys, and you played in this league. Like it's hard to marry young and older together to win.
With them is plug and play.
Yeah,
and they do a phenomenal job of that. They're going to be around for another 3 years. They're going to be tough.
Right.
And the reason why I say that, if Wiggins come back, if Poole come back, you got Moody on the bench, you got Kuminga on the bench, you got Wiseman on the bench.
Yeah.
Steph, Klay, and Draymond next season can average 30 minutes through the regular season cruise. They're going to be a problem.
You know what it reminds me of, and you played on this team later in your career. It reminds me of when Kawhi came to San Antonio, kind of rejuvenated what was going on with Tony and Tim and Manu, right? Like, because when Kawhi was there, I mean, you were there when he was there. Like, it changed the way that they played in a lot of ways.
Yeah, well, Kawhi took a more of that burden on his shoulder because he was young enough to do that. Those old guys was just chilling, cruising through the regular season and picked it up in the playoffs, with that experience. And that's the same thing I see with these guys. It's amazing how they could be the worst team 2 years ago, come back and win a championship like that. Like that has, I don't think that's ever happened.
Nope.
The culture from top to bottom is probably the best that I've seen in the NBA, along with what San Antonio built. This is amazing.
Mac, we got a 2-minute break. You got another couple minutes in you?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So Tracy McGrady's going to hang out with us. DeMarco Farr's in the house. We're back in 2 minutes. Tracy McGrady joining us in studio. He's in the area for his Ones Basketball League, okay? So it's a one-on-one tournament. Some of the best talent you have here in Southern California going at it. Tracy has hand-selected every single player that's going to play there. Go on their website, oblhoops.com. It's going to be at Pauley Pavilion this weekend. Their Twitter and Instagram is at oblhoops. And again, this is the 6th stop in a 6-city tour. They did Houston, Atlanta, Chicago, New York, the DMV, which is the D.C. area, and now L.A. And the championship round will be in Vegas for $250,000. So it's.
I want to play. So can I use a point guard?
That's
can I use a point guard though?
For what? To throw you the entry pass?
Absolutely. Come on now. Still one-on-one. Just let me,
But by the way, 250. You talk about UFC. I mean, that's the thing. Like, there's some UFC fighters that don't make 250 in a fight.
No, not at all.
Yeah, career. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's to me, man. It's one-on-one should be especially basketball, should be global anyway.
For sure.
It's the pure essence. 101 is the pure essence of basketball.
Yeah.
You can't tell me you have siblings.
Absolutely.
You can't tell me y'all ain't play 101.
I can show you the scars,
right,
man.
Right,
yeah,
growing up. Like,
absolutely.
that's, it's the pure essence of basketball to me. And in 5 or 6 years, I see this being a global league. And once we identify what that model is here in North America, right, then we license that out to other countries, because I want to find out, we talk about who's the GOAT of basketball.
Yeah.
But it's MJ, LeBron. I always got to throw Kobe in there,
Yeah.
right? But that's in the 5-on-5 setting.
Yeah.
Right? So if you say in today's game who's the best player in today's game, I don't know who y'all would say, but I bet he probably won't be the best one-on-one player.
One-on-one guy.
Right? So I want to find out who's the best one-on-one player in the world.
Right.
So that's find out what the motto is, North America. License that to other countries so they can identify who the ruler of their court, and then we come together and have a OBL Olympics.
Now, you think any NBA guys will ever want to jump into this? Like, has anybody hit you up and said, "Hey, that sounds," or even former NBA guys, like maybe like a Ray for Alston? Like, I feel like Skip to My Luke could play in this.
Well, I try to keep. If you have more than 2 years experience,
you're not
in.
in.
No, you're not in.
Got you.
I want this for those guys that
don't have that experience.
Right. No, this is for those guys.
Okay.
And so it's been great, man.
So it's similar to, like, in the sense of the experience level, to like the tournament that gets played.
The
where
TBT.
The TBT. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So again, check it out. Website is oblhoops.com, and their Twitter and Instagram is @oblhoops.
Who's the best one-on-one guy now in the NBA to you?
So if we do it by height, I would say in like that 6'3", 6'4" class and under, I'll take Kyrie.
Oh yeah.
And then if we going, 6'5" and up, KD.
Where do you put Steph?
Steph and Kyrie, they would be in a championship.
Against each other.
The under 6'5" division.
See, I would pay everything to see that.
Oh, that would be. Could you imagine having that?
Yeah.
All-Star weekend?
Put that on a helipad.
Get rid of the slam dunk contest and have them.
Yeah, that would be the way to do it.
Absolutely.
Steph, these guys are older now, but for some young guys,
absolutely,
man,
I'd give you some sweat for that. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I mean, listen,
LaMelo going against Lonzo.
Oh, come on. You going against Draymond.
LeVar be out there hooping and hollering,
me going against Draymond.
I was out there.
Yeah, I want to see you and Draymond.
Me and Draymond.
The best defender in the world. I want to see that. What do you say, the best defender of all time? I want to see that.
Gotta believe
it, man. We got
T-Mac
right here.
Hey, so, you don't believe it.
We were just talking about the Warriors winning the championship. Yeah. Now, let's talk about the flip side to that, the Celtics. Now, they're young, right? It's the first time there. But the East is a beast, as we just talked about. There are no guarantees they get back. But what do they need to do to try to get themselves back?
I have two names for you that they should be seeking. That's Malcolm Brogdon.
Oh, yeah.
And that's my man, Brunson. Brunson out of Dallas.
Oh, Jalen Brunson's a free agent.
Jalen Brunson out of Dallas.
Yeah.
Two guys that they solely need to really just orchestrate their team.
Yeah.
Right?
They don't have a real point guard.
No, they don't have a real point guard. And I'll move Marcus Smart to the bench.
Yeah.
Right? So I'll have one of those two guys, Jalen at the 2. That to me is what they were lacking, because it seemed like they were too stagnant in these finals a lot of time when the heat got on them. Right, when that defense picked up a little bit.
Yeah. And we saw that in every series.
In every series, right? They just got away with it with, Tatum and Brown hitting some tough shots. Al Horford had, some big games. But when it comes to championship, that defense, what Golden State put on them, you're going to have somebody have some organization out on that basketball court.
The Boston head coach, what's his name?
Ime Udoka. Was he on San Antonio when you were there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ime was there.
Yeah, he was the assistant coach at that time, right? Yeah.
For some reason, I think before it's all said and done, he will be a championship coach.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. But I think some of that experience that he didn't have as a head coach kind of showed up in this game.
It did. And I would tell you one of the reasons for me saying that, I was watching Jason Tatum, and too many times in this series, he had to work too hard to get a basket.
Yeah.
And it's too much dribbling beyond the three-point line, right? He's 6'9", 6'10". Get him closer to the basket. One dribble one dribble gets him to the basket, playing at the elbow area or playing mid-post. I thought he had to work entirely too hard just to get a basket.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see kind of how the offseason goes because there's a lot going on. Speaking of which, here, You played against Darvin Ham, I would imagine, back in the day.
Yeah, I did.
So what did you make of the Lakers hiring Darvin?
Love Darvin Ham.
Yeah.
I think that was a great hire. I think the respect that he would gain from LeBron and the other players will be mutual. I think, I think if Lakers are healthy, Bron is going to do his thing next year and lead these guys to the promised land.
You think so?
I think they have a chance. If AD comes back healthy, Bron already know what I'm going to get from him. And I think Westbrook will have enough respect from Darvin Ham to whatever position he puts him in, he will flourish in that position, right? And have that respect for Darvin. I think they're going to be right there.
I was just going to say, how do you fix this mess? But you just told me. Yeah. Having a guy that Westbrook will actually listen to, kind of. Yeah. Where would you play him? Where's the sweet spot between LeBron, AD, and Westbrook? How do you play?
That's a tough question, but it's not a tough question for me to answer. I think it'll be a tough pill for Westbrook to swallow.
Okay, just go ahead.
I think for it to work, I think Westbrook was going to have to sacrifice more than he's ever sacrificed in his career, and that's coming off the bench. Be that guy to dominate that second unit, right?
So he can say that. We can't say that.
No, I've been saying it. I've been saying
for real.
it.
I think if he accepts that role, right, he will have a phenomenal year. Phenomenal year,
dude. He crush it off the
Wait
bench.
Let me be a coach that you played for. T-Mac, I think it's better if you came off the bench.
You got to understand, though. But you got to understand, I'm past my prime, right? I've had all the individual accolades. I won MVP. I've scoring titles, triple doubles, for 3 consecutive years. Now it's time to win, right? So if you're about winning, you're gonna do.
But you have to trust that guy, though, that coach, right? You
Absolutely.
Right.
But, that's his job to help me feel comfortable with making that move. He has to encourage me to do that.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard you tell a story about, now this was in your prime, though. Like you had a chance. Is it true that you had a chance to join Shaq and Kobe here in L.A.?
Yeah.
When was that?
That was, I think that was my free agency year after the Magic. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before you went to Houston?
Before I went to Houston.
And what was that like? Were they just Shaq recruiting you?
I said no. No. My agent told me. Okay. Of course, I had to sacrifice a lot of money to come here, but I was like, I don't want to do that. Because at that time, it wasn't like that to go and join a Shaq and Kobe, right? I wanted to compete against Kobe. Like, I wanted to go against him maybe in the playoff or in the finals. I want to end up playing against him, not going to join him.
Right.
I didn't have that mentality.
But
I'm looking back now like, oh my damn, God. I should have won.
Oh my God.
I should have won.
Oh my God.
So I'm guessing it was a short discussion then with your agent?
Yeah, it was a short discussion. Yeah.
So you never spoke to Shaq or Kobe about it?
No.
Like maybe, what about after the fact?
No.
Never?
No.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
No.
I'm sure right now Shaq's going to see this on a video somewhere and be like, damn it, could have won more championships.
Well, he left.
He did leave, too. Yeah. That's true. He did leave eventually. But, speaking of Kobe, I mean, you said about battling, you had some fun battles with Kobe. What was, like, one or two that definitely stick out in your mind even until today?
You said you've never been, like, eyes big when you faced a guy. Not even Kobe in front of you?
Well, when you say eyes big, you meaning that
like, oh,
I'm afraid?
Not afraid. Just like, okay, I'm not afraid. Yeah.
No. Like, I know what it is. Like, I feel I'm on that level in terms of skill set and competing. Like, Kobe's going to have 38. I'm going to have 38.
All right.
Kobe's going to hit me with a move. I'm going to hit Kobe with a move. Like, no. Like, I had that type of ability. I wasn't afraid of anybody on the basketball court. But we played a game out here one night. I was cooking. I think Kobe had like maybe 4 or 5 points in the first half, or probably even less than that. This dude came out in the second half. I don't know what he was going on. I don't know what he was going through in the first half. This dude came out in the second half, and he just went nuts.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I'm saying to myself, like, bro, what are you doing? What are you on? Mm-hmm. What is, like, how you turned that on like that? And he finished with like 38. Yeah. I had 38 that night, and they won the game. They beat us in overtime. I was cooking in the first half. I just couldn't figure out. Like, he was passing the ball. I don't know what that was about.
So it's funny you say that story, because I did a story 2 years ago now about the guy for the anniversary of the 81-point game, of all the guys who were like the prime defenders against him. So Rajah Bell, Tony Allen, Shane Battier, who played with you. And Shane told me that same story. He's like, we thought we had him. We had it good. Tracy was cooking. We were good to go. And then out of nowhere, he's just going nuts. And he told me that, you know, Kobe would talk a little bit, not too much.
No, he didn't talk that much.
Right, a little bit. He's like, but on the nights where he wouldn't say a word, that's when you knew.
Yeah. Because he was locked in.
Yeah.
He was fully locked in. Like, if you go and look at that 81-point game, he didn't say a word to nobody. He was just focused and locked in. Like, that's what you got to have. And when he's like that, you just got to hope he misses.
Yeah, it was nuts, because those guys, like, they all told me the same thing. Like, Shane loved his battles because he was like, he said, it was like playing chess with him. You know what I mean? Because I would like I'd try to think 2 moves ahead, and then he'd try to think 3 moves ahead.
No, watching those two guys, it was beautiful. Yeah, it was beautiful because, you know, such cerebral players. Yeah. Shane Battier is smart. Like, Shane before the game, like, he has his notes. He's reading everything, right? He's reading everything on Kobe or whoever he has to guard, and he has that internally. He has his game plan going out and to execute that. And Kobe the same way. Man, watching them two go at it was just, you know, it like you said, it was a chess match.
I always thought he could play today. Shane Battier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Easily.
Like in today's NBA. They say it's changed. Yeah.
Easily.
Dude, Shane Battier, when he won a championship with LeBron, I mean, was an undersized 4 back then. Like, he was, and that was at the time where there were still, like, real power forwards in the league. Yeah. That poor dude had to guard, like, David West in the Indiana series and stuff like that.
What's he doing now?
He works for the Heat.
He works for the Heat. He is in basketball.
Yeah, he's in their front office.
Okay, I
shout out to Shane, man. I haven't seen him in a while.
I do.
He's a great teammate, man. I love Shane.
Yeah.
Love Shane.
Who was the guy, and, you know, I mean, I don't want to. I'm going to put you on the spot.
Uh-oh.
Who was the guy? Because he said that I knew you weren't afraid of nobody. But who was the guy that, like, you remember? Maybe he was young or whatever, that you were going up against, and you could tell, oh, I got this guy right now.
I don't want to say no name. I got a few of those guys. I got a few of those guys that were terrified.
Yeah. Terrified of you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I believe that.
Because I sensed that. I sensed it, and it was just. I knew from, like, the first 5 minutes of the game it was going to be easy.
Yeah.
It was going to be
one name. Come on, just one name.
I don't want to put them on the spot like
what
that.
team?
That's not important.
Give us a team.
New York Knicks.
Oh. Okay.
You're not gonna get it.
No,
because that was like a revolving door.
Back then, when Larry Brown was there and those dudes, there was like 50 million guys coming in and out.
Did that guy grow up on you at some point? Did he realize, like, at some point when you saw a different?
Actually, he was older than I was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was older.
Okay.
He was older.
Yeah.
No, I knew I had his number. Like, it was a no-brainer. Like, this lunch meat. Like Shaq say, barbecue chicken, this is lunch meat.
Wow.
Some of my favorite moments from that era were his. I mean, him and Kobe, really, in a lot of ways. Because it's funny, I ran into Kevin Harlan the other day because I was covering the Western Conference Finals this year. And I said, you know, man, if there was one announcer that I would love to be the soundtrack of my life, it would be you. And then I thought about it. He was the soundtrack to your life playing basketball, basically.
Yes, man. He had some incredible moments on. I gave him some incredible moments to announce that. His sound bites are off the chain by Kevin.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Sucked the gravity out of the building. Like, it was just like, whoa.
Like, how you come up with that in that moment like that? That is just amazing.
Yeah. What is the moment when you think back of your career? Like, what is the thing that you say to yourself you're most proud of?
That's a good question. I don't know, man. I really.
Wait, aren't you going to the Hall of Fame?
I was in there. I'm in there.
You're in there. Yeah, you're in the Hall of Fame.
No, he's in the Hall of Fame. He got inducted already.
Yeah.
No, I know. I saw it.
And
so you saying that?
I'm just saying, you're in the Hall of Fame, man.
You know what? I'm glad you pointed that out, because when I look back on my career and I look at going into every season, I played 15 years. There's not one season I could say, damn, we're going to win a championship this year, or we're going to compete for a championship this year. Like, as a player, like, that's what you want, right? You want to come into training camp and feel you have an opportunity to win a chip, to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I never, not once, had the opportunity. I never had a championship team.
Right.
The time I had a championship team is the time I blew out my knee.
Right.
When we added Ron Artest to our team.
Yeah, when you Yao, Shane, those guys.
I was cooked.
Yeah.
I was cooked.
Yeah. That was a shame because that team probably had that shot.
Well, that team, we beat the Blazers in the first round. We played the Lakers in the second round.
That's when Ron elbowed
Kobe,
yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So we played them in the second round.
Yeah.
Yao gets hurt, and we take them to 7 games.
Right.
Wow. Without me and Yao.
Right.
You know how devastated I was?
Yeah.
Like, that was the darkest moment of my career.
Wow. What was that offseason like for you then after that?
It was the darkest moment of my career for years.
Yeah.
It took me to get over that.
Yeah.
Because you understand, I've been fighting year after year to advance in the playoffs. And finally, I have the team to compete. And I'm damaged goods.
Yeah.
Devastating.
Wow.
Man. Yeah.
Wow.
You still talk to Yao? He getting you some wine or what?
I talked to Yao.
Wine.
Yao's big wine,
Yao
dude.
drinks wine?
Oh, yeah.
Drinks.
Yeah.
He's like a wine guy. Like, he's got his own wine.
He wished me happy birthday last month.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What does it take for a guy that size to get drunk?
You probably got to drink the whole bottle. You probably got to take the whole bottle.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like Andre the Giant. Yeah. No doubt.
Mac, I know you're in town to do this. Pauley Pavilion this weekend. The Ones Basketball League. You got to check this out. Go check this out. It's going to be a blast. Tracy has handpicked every single person that's going to play one-on-one in this league. It is the last stop of their 6-city tour here at Pauley Pavilion this weekend, and the finale is going to be in Vegas for $250,000 one-on-one basketball. It's just the beginning. Go to the website, oblhoops.com, Ones Basketball League, oblhoops.com, and on Twitter and IG, at OBL Hoops.
Yes, sir.
I
Tracy,
can't stop you, but I can foul you.
Thank you.
Great seeing you, my man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
There he is,
you.
Tracy McGrady. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back in a couple minutes.